Yes, that's right. In front of us, we have yet another beer from Lagunitas Brewing Company out of Petaluma, California, and Chicago, Illinois, US of A. Yay, yay. And what beer do we have from them today? We have a new beer. We have their Sonoma Farmhouse Brett Stout. This is an Imperial Stout / Wild Ale. We'll tell you about that in a minute. It's a limited serving. It clocks in at 11.3% ABV and 41 IBUs. Now, you hear me talking about this stout and it's wild ale. Well, why is that? Well, first of all, for yeast in this, they'll tell you about the malt and the hops and stuff. That's kind of mostly beers that Lagunitas makes. They don't tell you what all the ingredients are. But they do tell you in this beer for yeast, because if it's going to be wild, we got to use a little something in it. Oh, that's one of their beers from Lagunitas too. Anywho, they're using their house ale yeast. Then they put in some Brettanomyces and Lactobacillus. Also, you hear the Sonoma County bit. Well, this beer has been aged up to 4 years in Sonoma County red wine barrels. And they have a big portion of it because it's blended. I think the majority of it, the blended portion, has been aged for up to 2 years. So they take the 2-year-old beer and the 4-year-old beer, they do their little blendification together, and they make magic. Well, hopefully. So, how do I know all this? Because I got nice little Lagunitas letter here with all kinds of information. So, anywho, you can see some information on their website too if you want. They've got their little tasting with the brewmaster. Anywho, you've come here to watch DJ taste it. So, enough flapping my gums. Let's pop the top on this bottle, get our friend Sonoma Farmhouse Brett Stout in the snapper, and tell you what's up with this hopefully lovely brew. Boom, gigantic hiss off the top, tons of can of smoke. And wine, vinous wine aroma rising to the occasion, and obsessively collectible, as always, Lagunitas crown. Let's get it on. Whoa, look at that, more can of smoke rolling off. So, they said in the notes there that, and I think the video too that they have, when they put this beer in the wine barrels with the Brett and the Lactobacillus and all that, it aged and it took all those stout notes and made this into a lovely vinous experience. So, let's talk about the appearance. Man, I can smell the wine just blasting off the top of this. Wow. So, this beer is black as night, black as pitch. It's living up to the stout, sort of moniker in that way. When I swirl it, we're going to get some nice glass lacing, I do believe. And we're down to about a, I'd say, half-finger head of super tightly packed bubbles that are fading fairly quickly. Sometimes you got Brett and Lacto in a beer. The head doesn't last a super long time, and this one's living up to that. But there's also plenty of alcohol legs at that 11.3% clawing down the inside of that glass. But look at that delicious looking brew. It's got to smell good too. So you know what we got to do now, right? We're going to dive in for that aroma. Let's go. Wow. Big wine notes. Dark, fruity notes. Tannic skin, like grape skin, barrel char. I don't know if that's barrel char or roast from the malt. Big, vinous, grapey, red fruit aroma, like up in your grill. Some vanilla, chocolate. More of the stout notes are coming out now. There's caramel. I'm getting a little tiny bit of funk in there. It's not big and like super aggressive or anything like that, but it's a little bit of that barnyardy kind of funk that you get off of Brett. Bit of tartness in the background, and this kind of reminds me some of the aroma of Serenata Notturna, which was a stout that was super roasty from Dogfish Head, and that had like red grape must in it when they made that beer. This one, you can tell the barrel aging has has chilled it off and rounded it out into something like a little more refined in the aroma category. Almost like a bit of cinnamon in there as well. Maybe that's coming from the wood. Smells freaking delicious. A lot of toffee and a slight hit of coffee now too. Not a hint of alcohol in the aroma, except it smells like wine. Let's dive in. Cheers! That's pretty freaking cool. Wow. Oh, I neglected to mention, my good friends at Lagunitas sent me this beer. It was a total surprise. I didn't know it was coming, and I didn't even know this beer was coming out on the market. But what I'm pleasantly surprised about, besides that, is, man, this is a really cool beer. Right up in front, you get hit with those vinous notes, and it's not really a sour beer. It's got a tartness to it. You can tell it's a wild ale, but There's tons of roast in here still in the back end, but it's roast with like sort of chocolate. I'm not getting like big balsamic notes or anything like that, but I am getting a lot of big, up in your face, vinous fruitiness, and the tartness that's in there is acting as a parry to the sweetness that would be in that dark fruit, as well as the sweetness that's inherent to the stout. Way more roasty and characteristic than to the other Lagunitas stouts I've had in the past. And man, the 11.3% is completely hidden. This is actually really crushable. It's definitely like stout and a wine had a baby, and they created this really cool thing that tastes roasty and got those like caramel and malty notes, highlighted and accented by vinous notes with a touch of tartness in the back end. In the back of the palate, I'm getting a roasty, like sort of licoricey type taste that I sometimes get when I drink like a real like heavy like cab or something like that. Super smooth, nice full mouthfeel. The barrels, excuse me, the barrels didn't really cut it down that much. And as you drink this more the wine flavor invades your palate and becomes bigger. And the roast is actually chilling out and giving it away to those vinous notes. This is a really cool, well-made beer. They say this is like one of the most complex beers that they make, and there's a lot of layers of flavor in here. The char, there's some vanilla notes, there's fruity notes. Wow. You see I'm keep going back for it because it's a really cool beer to drink, not just because I got hooked up with it, just because it tastes freaking awesome. Wow. That is a cool beer. So, you hear I'm digging it. I want to finish the rest of this bottle and chill and all that kind of stuff. So, let's talk about assigning a grade to our friend Sonoma Farmhouse Brett Stout. At time of recording, this beer is so brandy new because they got it off like hot off the presses to me. There's no grade at Beer Advocate or Untapped. And I usually don't even mention Rate Beer. I even looked on Rate Beer. There's no grade on there either. The beer is listed on Beer Advocate and Untapped, but there's no grade assigned, so I'm going to go for it. Let me take another taste here. I really enjoy that beer. I think it's really well made. I don't know if time, it's got a pretty dry finish to it. With that Brett in there, I don't know if time and cellaring it would make this like a whole lot better. I think it would dry it out even more than it is now. I think it's really well balanced and ready to drink at this point. I'm going to give this, I'm going to go 97. Now I'm going to go 98. This is into the A+ range for me. Super smooth, easy to drink, as advertised flavors. It said on the stout that's been aged in a wine barrel, and I got some funk to me. And it's hitting all those notes, and I don't really find something that I can knock on it. I'm looking for something to knock because, I'm a Lagunitas fanboy, but I don't want to be a shill and give you a crap review either. And I'm saying this is an A+ level beer for me. If you like wine barrel aged beers, I really think you'll dig this beer. If you're looking for an extreme sour that's up in your face and big Brett and super funk, that's not this beer. But it's really well balanced, and it's hitting on all cylinders on everything that it says on this label that it claims to be. And nowadays, you never know what you're going to get when you crack that top on the can or pop the cap. So, you hear that's my grade. Have you had Lagunitas Brewing Company's Sonoma Farmhouse Brett Stout? Probably not yet, because he just sent it to me and there's no grades out there. But if you have had it, let me know what you know, because I like the quid pro quo and the back and forth. Also, you know what I really like is when you think locally, drink locally, and support the craft beer movement. I am getting it done. Are you doing your part? Help that craft beer movement grow. Also, if you can do me a big favor and rate, comment, subscribe, especially if this is your first time joining us, man, join the club. Start learning about some crazy-ass beers, crazy beer reviewer, DJ, booze, and all that other stuff we do around here. Also, if you have the opportunity, help me push those sort of Google and metrics up, and if you get around to it, consider smashing that like button, because that, along with one bomber at 11.3%, is all I'm going to need tonight to put my big-ass beer-drinking happy face on. That's right, a bomber of Sonoma Farmhouse Brett Stout. So the next DJs BrewTube, I got nothing but a hell of a bunch of Lagunitas drinking love for you. And you know what's coming? That's right. Hell yeah, big peace out!